Hello guys, let's today look into A/B testing or called split testing. So someone says that one who doesn't do A/B testing doesn't deserve success. It's none but myself. I was just kidding, but I truly mean it. When we are doing a lot of marketing activities, they have to serve as an experiment also that will help us in or back us as a data for our next coming activities, isn't it? So that is where A/B testing will help us in backing up with the data oriented or data backed insights. Where can we do A/B testing? We can do A/B testing in email, in web page, in ads, in forms. We can do A/B testing in all these aspects. When it comes to email, you can work with the subject line, with the email body or call to action button or the kind of offer that you are putting over there, color of the buttons, font size, font. And when it comes to web page, you can look at into headlines, subheadlines, copy, or button placements, or button colors, the call to action, or button text, or even navigation, the images used, design, layout, and a lot of things, everything, almost everything you can do A/B testing in the web page. When it comes to ads, you can do copy images and keywords. You can test them. And when it comes to form, the number of fields that are involved in the form, and the layout of the form, the placement of fields, and the type of the field. Is it numerical or a drop down, or is it text? The size of the field, if it is a paragraph or is it a small line text. All this can be tested in forms. Why A/B testing? We can start looking at user experience, understand their pain points with the tools like Hotjar. We can also look at the heat maps and also scroll maps, click maps, or even recorded screens will make us understand what are the user pain points, where they are struggling. And with that, we can definitely do some modifications and test them and see again the recordings. That will help us in improving the user experience and also better ROI from existing traffic, reduce the bounce rate, looking at all these activities. You can make low risk modifications and achieve statistical significant improvements, redesign your entire website to increase your future business gains. Types of A/B testing or split URL testing, multivariate testing, and multi-page testing. Split URL testing is nothing but there are different URLs that will be redirected to the entire complete page itself is different, and that's where comparison is done between two pages. Multivariate testing is you will have different sections of the web page being tested, and multi-page testing is testing between different pages. And how do you really start with A/B testing? The very first thing that we'll have to do is research, understand your website, website navigation, or the desired navigation of your customer. Is you need to understand that. You can use a heat map tools or a session recording tools like Hotjar to see how it's happening in the back end, how users are interacting with your website. You can use web analytics as well to see what kind of events are being triggered and not being triggered. uh, the second thing that we'll have to do is that design hypothesis and look at the sample size. Hypothesis, you are going to come up with an assumption that probably changing certain thing can make betterments, and then you will take that hypothesis and do the modifications. And you will also have to look at what is the sample size you need to do. Without significant amount of traffic, without significant amount of interaction, with any kind of traffic, with any kind of interaction volume, we can't decide on which is doing better and which is not performing better. So sample size is very important for us. Here in this presentation, I will show you a couple of tools where you can see how much sample size is needed for certain experiments. And we need to create variations based upon the hypothesis that we have taken. You can test multiple variations against the control to see which one's best. But make sure that you are not making too many changes all at once, because you will not be able to attribute to each of these changes. Let's say that you have done 4 changes in one test and you have seen betterments in the result, but you don't know because of which change this betterment has come, isn't it? So creating variations, be careful that the number of changes that you are going to input has to be minimum try to do one at a time, one variable at a time. That will give you clarity on which one is performing better. And run tests with understanding of your business goals and data-backed hypothesis, aim at increasing the conversion rate. With what kind of metrics are you going to look at is what it all means here. Be it conversion rate, be it a bounce rate, be it engagement rate, or anything that is your goal of that particular web page or that particular stage of the customer journey, that you'll have to measure in accordance to that. Analyze results and deploy change. Gathering data is very carefully should be done. As I said, that the sample size should be significant enough, and you will have to look at if there are any external factors that are influencing these changes. So be careful in analyzing your results and then deploy the changes. What are the possible mistakes that we can do in A/B testing? Invalid hypothesis, inheriting other test results, testing too many elements, testing for too short or long time or unbalanced traffic, ignoring statistical significance, sticking to plain A/B testing and not multivariate testing. We got to sometimes when we assume that we have tested another web page and it showed this result, so probably we'll have to stick to the same, and then we might inherit the same kind of insight into another web page. That could be a mistake, and we might be testing too many elements all at once. That would be a mistake, or we might be testing for too short time or too long time, which is not actually suggestible, and ignoring statistical intelligence significance, as in the number of the volume of the traffic that it has reserved has to be significant enough to say that the evaluation is validated. Sticking to the plain A/B testing and not multivariate testing could be painful, because your combination of different elements could really change the scenario of the user experience. And here are some metrics that we should be taking care of: conversions, events, bounce rates, engagement. And also we can look at the heat maps or the scroll maps or click maps, and also the screen recordings that will show us the user experience, and also the surveys. We can take few surveys on the web page to understand their experience on the web page, to take inputs from them. When it comes to heat maps, scroll maps, or click maps, screen recordings and surveys, we can use Hotjar for that. Tools to implement A/B testing: Optimize, HubSpot, Adobe Target, Hotjar, and VWO. You can see there are two links beside VWO. These are the links where you can text. What is the duration of a test has to be, and what is if you have results to check if they are significant amount in evaluating, in coming to a conclusion or not. So these are the two links that you can use to test your results.